Good morning. Welcome to Unit 3. Okay, so let's go over this rubric a little bit and let's go over what's expected this week. Tonight, the discussion boards are due. We are going over that compare and contrast of the strategic plan versus the tactical plan. That strategic plan is kind of like an overall umbrella for these tactical plans. And we're really kind of going over what those differences are, how they work within an organizational setting or business setting, and also we're going to be talking about ethics in the workplace. So these are two important topics, and what we'll find throughout this course is that we may have a couple of different topics per unit to go over, but it's important as we discuss these principles of management because there are such a there's a large amount of information we need to go over when we are talking about principles of management. So there's some very fundamental things that need to be addressed, and unfortunately we only have just a short time to do it in. So we really need to kind of focus on a couple of different topics a week sometimes. So that's kind of why that's like that, just so you know. Now, moving on, you guys have done a wonderful job in the discussion areas so far. Please be certain to make sure that your main post is done by Wednesday night, okay? So have those handed in tonight. If for some reason you know you're going to be late, please feel free to email me prior to that due date to let me know. We can work out an extension, okay? And also, same with the assignments. If you guys know you're going to be late, if there's something that's kind of, happening or looming, let me know. I'd be happy to try and work something out, okay? I hate to deduct points, but, we are in college. It is important to be timely with those things too. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. So anyway, so let's move on to this Unit 3 assignment. So obviously I just changed the rubric a little bit. And what I changed was I used to ask for an entire strategic plan from an organization. Those can be found, but they are a little bit harder to find. So what I have done is changed it from the entire strategic plan to asking for the mission and vision statements. You can add the values if you'd like. I would love to see those. Those are okay too. Or, however you'd like to handle that. I just basically need to see, when we start crafting this tactical plan, I need to see how that tactical plan is going to fit within the overall organization. Okay? So as we start figuring out what strategic plans are for, what tactical plans are for, I really need to see how your tactical plan is going to fit within the overall organization. Okay, how is that going to work? So that's why I need those mission and vision statements. It's enough for me to be able to kind of see what the goals of the company are. Okay? So in this particular assignment, it is a 2-page assignment. Those 2 pages do not include your title page or your reference page, okay? There should be 1 to 2 references, maybe an explanation of what a tactical plan is or the importance of it within an organizational setting. Those things would be acceptable. Of course, you will also be perhaps referencing the mission and vision statements, because obviously I would like to see a reference of where those came from. So, there's your 2 references right there. So that's easy peasy, right? So then I want an overview of the business. What is it? Why did you choose it? What interests you about this business? It's important to find a business that you are interested in, because it's going to make this tactical plan a whole lot more interesting for you, and it's going to be easier to complete because you're going to be interested in learning more and finding out what steps you can do to rectify this this issue that you've identified, okay? So that brings us around to identifying that issue. What is the issue? Well, you can either use a problem that you've found from your previous workplace, or you can use an issue that maybe you've witnessed in an organizational setting as a client or a customer or any of those things. What are some problems that you've experienced? What maybe can you do as a manager to set forth a plan to get those things, those gaps closed up? Okay, so what is that? So those are the types of things that I'll be looking for in this part of the project. So in this rubric, it explains a little bit of that. So that's why I do these videos, to kind of help explain those more. And then also, to learn more about tactical planning, I have given you a link in this rubric. Okay, so you can click this link. It's from Penn State. You can go there and you can learn a little more about the steps of action planning. We're not going to do the entire 7 steps, but it will give you a nice idea of what we're going to be doing. So this may help, okay? Step 1 is obviously the step we're going to be completing in this assignment. Then down here, you're going to see the table of how I go about grading your paper. So after all of that, if you have any questions after you review all of this, and after you see the video, and after you go into the rubric, if you still have questions, please feel free to contact me. I'm going to be available most of the week. Please feel free to either give me a call or email me. I'm going to be available. If you do decide to call, please make sure to call before 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I would be happy to answer. So I'm looking forward to another fantastic week. Keep up the magnificent work, and let's get underway.